To Anderson Marsh State Historic Park. This park was established in 1982, and this is the only state park in the system that was created as a state park specifically for the Native American cultural remains. It's not that other state parks don't have Native American cultural remains, but the discovery of those remains is what drove the formation here. And John Parker, in the late 70s, was a Lake County resident. He was getting his degree at Sonoma State University, and he was out here doing some archaeology work. He found sites that the locals didn't know about and the government didn't know about. So he, along with others, really lobbied and made the magic happen to create this state park. If he hadn't done that, then this would be condos.
Good morning, all you girl camper and bird watchers. It's Lonnie with Crafty Traveler. Today is October the 2nd, and it's our second day of our bird watching campout at Clearlake Campground in Clearlake, California. We had such a good time last night with dinner and campfire and introducing each other. And if you didn't see that video, I'll post it above. Today's itinerary is on this nice little poster that Dominica made for all us and even laminated it. So we're going to go meet for breakfast at 8:30 this morning, and she has breakfast Santos, which I have been told it's a breakfast sandwich, coffee and OJ, and then at 10 o'clock we're going to meet again and caravan over to the Anderson Wash and walk around for a couple hours and see what birdies we can see. And of course I'll be doing some video of that, so you want to make sure you watch for that. And tonight we're going to do campfire pie irons, and she said we're going to do monkey bread in them, so that'll be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. October 2nd, our second day at the Girl Camper Birdwatching Campout in Clearlake, California. We are all here. There's at least a dozen ladies camping, and all sorts of campers, from big RVs to trailers to little trailers, and we're all going to breakfast. Here we are at Anderson Marsh State Park in Clearlake, California. We're going to do a birding walk around, and this is a ranch. I'm sure we'll get the whole spiel from Lisa. And there's our group. And we're ready to go.
And then the history here, of course, we have a rich Native American history, and I did take some notes so I will remember. So we have southeastern Como and Lake Miwok, and they were very friendly. They would travel to the coast and trade with the coast. Obsidian is something that they traded, and even though the Khoi Nation didn't live on the coast, they were famous for their shell beads. So they would get the shells, and there are shells here. We do have shellfish in the lake, clams and mussels. So that's what they would trade. And then the Lake Miwok fished and hunted, and they made tule huts. So we still have tule boat races. They were really using the tule for their living and their fishing and hunting and gathering. Then the Europeans came. The first Europeans came in 1820, and Dennis Yoakum came to this property. The land, when you come in homestead and you get the land. Well, he came here, but then he never did the paperwork to complete it, so the state took it back. And then the Grigsby brothers came here, so they farmed here and had livestock. In 1885, John Anderson came from Scotland. He had a lot of money. He shipped his stuff around the world, and there's a piano here that he shipped from Scotland. That's pretty amazing. This was about 1,300 acres when John Anderson bought it, and he bought another 4,000 acres out in Morgan Valley to run his cattle. They also had a dairy, and they had hay, wheat, and barley. He died in 1912, but his family stayed living on this property through the 1960s. His daughter, Maura, died in 1966. So for structures of this area, this is very typical. They would build part of the structure and then add on over time. The middle structure is what the Grigsby's built. It's downstairs and then upstairs. And then when the Andersons came, they added the left-hand side. So that's the salon. It's 2 stories, 1 room upstairs and 1 room downstairs. And the bottom parlor is all redwood. It's amazing. What's interesting, it's a building attached to the other building. So if you were to go in the door, you would see a door to the upstairs in the middle, and then step side, and a door to the upstairs in the other building. So it's not one stairwell that goes to both sides. And then lastly, the kitchen and bathroom was added.
Bluebird up there. One of the barns that are here on the property, and there's another barn. We were told that there is a great horned owl nest in one of the barns, so we're gonna look for them.
Oh, it's right here, straight ahead.
And there's one further over by the whatever that brush is.
Right.
It's not yellow. It's something.
No, it looks more like a starling.
No, it's bigger than that.
Is it?
I need to readjust.
So this is the barn that has the great horned owl nest. Walk into it. Ah, I see it. Right there. And through those cross beams. All those sticks is a nest. Great horned owl nest.
They would, yeah. And they, you could hear them, and there was an immature, and you could tell by.
Yes, this they're calling the welcoming meadow now, and they are reworking it to reintroduce native grasses and also create a buffer for fires against protect these structures.
And this is not the outhouses we are to use. And you can see how close to the highway we are. That's Highway 29. This is a 400-year-old oak tree that Donna talked about in the video last night. This is an oak gall she's showing.
Oak galls, and who's got a free hand? There's some little ones, yeah. And so these, they're like styrofoam, catch.
Don't break it open.
Hard
You might have
styrofoam.
something inside.
They're very
Oh, wow.
styrofoamy on the inside.
Somebody's been eating
Or coming out.
or coming out,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so they can be this big or
Very
bigger, and then I was just looking on the backs of the leaves here, it could be tiny little specks. Galls come in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
And
Where
the,
the gall
the gall is from what? Or,
yes, different specific kind of insects
so it lays their eggs and then the gall forms around the egg?
to
Or,
feed the larvae.
okay,
Yes.
nice. There's a bird box over there. I just heard somebody say it's for bluebirds. There's one of the oak trees that Lisa said she helped plant, and a couple more down the way. A little flower that was discussed last night. Tarweed, is that what it is?
The one that they said you can cook?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's like
chicory and coffee is excellent.
I learned
chicory.
about that in New Orleans.
Yep, that's where I had it first time, was New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Look at the map, you'll see a straight line, and then you see these little donut holes of water. That was the original course of the creek, and the Army Corps of Engineers straightened it out. And now you can hike the oxbows instead of paddling the oxbows.
Wow. And this is Cache Creek.
This is one of the oxbows of Cache Creek, yes. And you're also seeing dried up berry brambles. What kind of berries did Donna say we had here? Himalayan, and they're invasive. You don't want to ever plant those. The state park property is just on the other side of that. And then you'll see the vineyard up at the top, and the state park property line is below that. And then it goes all the way around to the lake. And it stays in front of the
This is a red-tailed hawk out here.
Where's a red-tailed hawk?
Okay, see the bird?
Those are vultures. Those ones?
You got.
No, the one's over here, coming up.
Oh,
That's a
what do you see?
hawk.
It's a hawk.
That's a red-tailed hawk? And then that was the one with the long tail that, it's either a harrier.
No.
It was a harrier flying with a red tail.
Chasing each other, probably.
Narrow tail. It was more of a the harriers hunt in pairs. And so one will scoot the rabbit over and then the other will come down and get it. Oh, wow. And I've seen that when I've been out riding. I've seen the pair of
Did the
them.
harriers have that wide tail?
No,
It's kind
they
of
don't. It's
elongated.
narrower and they've got the white patch. And there was a harrier up here.
Saw some birds on top of the left side of that tree,
Oh,
flying around there. There they are.
Which tree? In the center of it, right?
Yeah, the highest left. Bridge over Cache Creek that is dry. Lisa said she has actually paddled under this bridge. However, it is really dry right now. No water. There's the other side of the bridge, the dry creek. Talk about a rat's nest, there it is.
wood rat.
Cache Creek with water in it.
This is the same waterfront that you're all looking at.
Ah, okay. Birdies, I hear birdies. Snowy egret out there. There it is. Watching, so we're looking for birds. Our host and guide are holding up the painting we're going to do tonight. The blue heron. Hi, Lexi. How long have you been doing this, Lexi?
I have been painting and doing art all my life, but I've just recently started to do this for my parents' shop and family friends and stuff. My parents have a store called the Kunst Mercantile, and they try to focus on sustainability and trying to work with local artists and different candle makers and soap makers of all different kinds around to make a local kind of a co-op store. And it has a lot of cute gift options too, so yeah. Outdoor stuff. And, yeah, it's the old thrift store. It's right across from the library. I've been doing art my whole life, and I've just recently been hosting these little sip and paints, and I'm happy to be here. And yeah, are we ready to start?
Yes, let's go. So what is apple pie?
So we have gluten-free bread with apple pie filling, and then we have gluten-free bread with some more filling.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video of our second day here at the Girl Camper Birdwatching campout at Clearlake. It was a lot of fun. It was a little hot. We got out there at about 10 o'clock and walked around until almost noon. So we were all a little tired and hot. But got back to my trailer, turned the AC on, and got cooled off. We didn't see a lot of birds, but we saw a few. But even just the landscape was pretty to see. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe, of course. And don't forget that little bell and click it on so the bell is fully colored in. And that way you will get messages on YouTube about when I post the next video. Going to have a couple more videos from this series, so you don't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and stay crafty when you're bird watching in Clearlake. If you didn't get a chance to watch the first video, I'll post it here on the right, and the left one is what YouTube has chosen just for you to watch. Thank you for watching.